Hey!
Robin.
Jack,
We
Inwits.
are them. That's who we are, the Inwits, here again for another exciting episode.
Look, that's my notes for this episode.
That's your notes, but it was a great episode.
Really? I thought it was pretty average, actually.
Oh,
But anyway.
Alright.
Oh, no, there were highlights.
There were some
There's
good
always
highlights. There were some strong
There's
highlights
always
this
highlights.
episode.
There's always highlights in
It
some
obviously
episodes.
took a little while to get there, but yeah, we got there.
Yeah, I know. Look, well, I can't complain too much because like every Loved One episode.
You hate the Loved One episodes.
I don't hate them. It's just that there's nothing to talk about when the loved ones are around.
The emotion.
Oh,
the
yeah. No,
heartstrings.
if you want to talk about that, that's fine. But all I'm saying is that
Agreed.
there's no real strategy going on or anything. People are just grateful to see their loved ones. You know?
But here's the thing.
Mm.
And it's obviously like, and I think it was mentioned in the episode, like, who do you choose? And then there's always the people like, they didn't choose me. Well, that you should. I feel like from what we see in the 42 minutes that we see each week, that you should have some sort of awareness of where you sit with that person, whoever wins.
Of course.
Why do people get upset if they don't get chosen?
Oh, I think it's natural.
Because it is that loved one.
That's the emotional response.
Yeah,
it
and it
doesn't
always
involve
gets
the brain,
that.
You know.
But because of that, it then leads to, well, he didn't vote me, I want him out, or she didn't vote, she didn't pick me out. There's an often that's a case where.
But it's not usually like you get one person will do that, but most of them are like just upset they didn't get to spend time with a loved one. But they normally don't hold it against the other. But
A lot of times they do though.
well, I'm not sure, but a lot of the times they, with the good players, you see them actually sit there and think about who was chosen and why.
But there's, and this is the thing, because I was thinking about it, there is a pro and con with who do you choose? Like, do you choose your closest ally? I would never usually choose your closest ally. Try and build trust with someone else, but then the closest ally might be upset.
Exactly.
So you have this. I was thinking, do I just go? You know what? I've got some sticks here. I find some sticks.
No, you wouldn't do that.
But then it's up to chance.
Oh, well, unless you sort of
pick a number, 1
unless
to
you were
10.
going to manipulate it so it looked random.
I'm
but you
talking
actually
no manipulation.
Oh, okay,
I'm talking no manipulation.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm talking. I've got a number between
You have it.
one and 10.
The loved one is a big opportunity. Don't waste it.
I don't know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a waste, because I think if you open it up, like, I can't choose because I don't want to upset anyone. I'm going to leave it up to chance. The opportunity comes with whoever you're with, regardless. Because every time
you got to fit it into your strategy.
I think it's feasible.
At the time you're standing there choosing, you should be thinking, my strategy is this, and how does this fit in with that?
I know.
You should have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy in the game by the time you get into 7, you're pretty dead anyway.
But can't you manipulate the people that come with you to discuss strategy and discuss?
Of course,
because
there is
you shouldn't have the one path. You shouldn't have this is my way to the end.
No.
So opening it up to anyone.
But that may be your reason for choosing whoever you do. You might sit there and say, well, I haven't spent enough time with X and Y, so I'm going to choose them. But that's part of your strategy. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say, for the sake of argument, you do it randomly and you get your 2 closest allies.
Great.
Not really.
But great, because the people who didn't get chosen can't sit there and be like, let's conspire against them, as they should. They should. But regardless, everyone who isn't.
All I'm saying though is, you're at that stage of the game, you may not need to talk to your allies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or you might want to take one but not the other, right? For whatever reason.
To keep.
Well, no, you just might want to drag somebody else in that you think maybe you can get to work with.
And also to keep an eye on the people you aren't with.
That's right. So I think it's better to think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right. And
so,
choose.
Ron's choices then.
I think Ron made some. I think Julie was a poor choice. Mainly because Julie, the episode before, said Ron's been voting against it for the last 2 votes, and she's basically rocked up and said, I'm yours no matter what.
Yeah, agree.
I wouldn't have taken her.
We've discussed Julie being a pointless. Because no matter what, Ron can manipulate Julie well enough to get her to do or say or anything. Yeah.
Right. So why take her? I wouldn't have taken her.
I wouldn't have taken Julie. There's other girls that did conspire against Ron that may have been more beneficial.
Exactly. Look, I would have. I've no particular bones with him picking Gavin. All right. He used to work with Gavin. He was trying to bring Gavin back on board.
Yeah, and also it's an easy It's an easy one because they just got married. I thought Gavin was kind of doing a Johnny Fairplay for a second. I was like, has he just made this story up? Has he?
Actually, funny you bring that. Nobody's really done a Johnny Fairplay since Johnny Fairplay.
Yeah, I know. But I'm like, is this a legit thing? But yeah, when that's a thing, it's a given that's a very easy person to take and not feel that you're going to get a consequence from the other jury.
I think it was an easy sell because he was like, well, if I give, and he said it to Cameron, if I pick Gavin, he's going to be grateful because I gave him the honeymoon he didn't have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I think Ron was counting on it a little too much, right? But what you would do is you would pick Gavin and say to yourself, there's a chance he'll be grateful.
Yes.
And he'll even if he's something, at least he'll tell me about something if my name comes up. Something like that, right? I think I wouldn't have picked Victoria if I was going. If he picked Gavin, I wouldn't have picked Victoria
because they're together.
They used to be together. You don't want them getting back together, right? No. So I would have picked Lauren. Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't see Ron talking to Lauren a lot.
Yeah, and
Lauren, she used to be part of the old trio.
Lauren was a power player in that trio.
Exactly.
That is now kind of a free agent.
Yeah.
And open for strategic.
And I wouldn't have taken Aurora for obvious reasons.
But do you think because of those obvious reasons was a reason to take Aurora?
No, because Aurora's problem is she just can't keep quiet.
Yeah, but you don't have to tell her everything. But the thing is, like,
no, but at this stage you pretty much do. You're down to 6. What I'm saying is, like, Aurora is Aurora, right?
She's just plays physically. She has no strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no real bonus there for me to pick her up. If she's a vote for me as we keep going, that's great. If she's not, it's like.
But Aurora is the thing about Aurora is she can't keep a secret. However, she passes that advantage around like a cheap joint. She does,
right? But it's just embarrassing.
She's also very vocal and very potentially like she will speak like she's a person who will yell at you if she thinks you're wrong.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say. Aurora has no problem with rubbing people the wrong way. Look at what she did with Rick.
Yeah, she's so comfortable with rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a person that you want to.
Oh no, that's somebody you want to use, but not have it in alliance with.
Not to have, but using her and taking her on that family. I think reward isn't having an alliance with her. It is using her and channeling the way she approaches the game. Her outspoken, her telling it like it is.
No,
way
because
of life.
There's another side to this, and it goes back to what you started this conversation with. Right? If you take Aurora, I'm going to tell you now. If you think just choosing other people are going to put people's noses out, if you had chosen Aurora, everybody else would have been like, what the hell is he choosing Aurora for? Like, it would have been much worse.
Yeah, but you explain that when you get back to camp.
That's a pretty tough
But also, and you know what? I also kind of believe that the loved one visit is a thing.
It's always a thing.
It's always a thing.
Yeah.
Are you discussing with your alliance if hypothetically I win and you and I are in an alliance, are we discussing what are we doing with the loved one's visit? So you get to the point where it's like, I win or you win. We have a plan going in action. I don't think people do.
No, they don't. I think it's pretty much random, right? My
like it's in that moment. I'm like, but we know it's coming up eventually.
Well,
we know
actually,
we want
to. Was it with Culpepper and was it Culpepper and what's his name, the other guy, and Sierra, right? Didn't he leave one on the beach? Remember?
He left one there because he wanted to know what's going on over there.
Deliberately, so that they knew what was going on.
Yeah,
right? That's the only time I've seen it done.
And this is but that's the thing. Like that's what you need to be doing. Like
exactly. If me and you were in an alliance, I would say something like, "Well, if you win, I'll stay behind. If I win, you stay behind."
Or you do like I think Wendell also just gave up his gave them all up, but also trying to play for the to avoid trying to play for the jury.
That was jury manipulation, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, but we see that now a mile away, and that's something you can't really pull off anymore.
I thought there was a bit of jury manipulation this time of trouble as well, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But before we go there, I kind of want to back up. I want to back up because this episode is, to me, Ron and Rick. All we really need to talk about.
Well, this Ron, Rick, Ron. Gavin. I've got Gavin, but everything else is Rick and Ron.
Okay, cool. So before we get to the challenge, because we just jumped ahead, Ron gives Rick the
useless menu he picked up on the boat. Was it
on the boat?
Picked
The first thing on the boat that's expired, because he does also have an immunity idol, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he found an idol.
Yeah.
So another one voted out. Another one voted out with an
Yeah.
idol. So what is your feelings on the strategic importance of giving Rick a thing that doesn't work?
I don't mind it, but the problem I have with isn't actually with Ron giving it. I would have done it. Right? I think it's great because you can ally him, right? You can say, "Oh, look." But the problem I have with Rick is this: Rick started that conversation, and Rick says everything like this. Rick actually says, "You've lied to me twice now." Well, why would you believe about this idol?
But that's the thing. Like, I also think he was still. He's like I'm going to play this to see if it's true or not.
Oh no!
So he wasn't 100% sure. It wasn't like
no. But what I'm saying is, I don't mind him acting like, to Ron, like, "Oh, thanks, that's fantastic. That's going to save me, right?" Yeah. But then he's one-on-one the camera. He was kind of like, "Oh, this is fantastic. I've been given this idol, right?" I was like, "No, Rick, please don't." But fortunately, he didn't.
Yeah, he still went out and hunted.
He was proactive.
I think on Ron's behalf, it's not a great strategic move.
I don't see it as a bad one. Why not? Tell me why.
Well, because if he does play it like he did play it, it works terribly for Ron. It's destroyed. Even if Ron stayed in, it's worked terribly for Ron because Ron's made a fool of someone. Well, and that's something that we're seeing.
Not really.
Look, I don't think it's not within the game. I don't think it.
No, I disagree. And this is, when Rick turns around and go, "You trying to make me look like a fool in front of my kids?"
Well done by Rick.
Oh, I don't mind him doing that, by the way, because he's putting the focus on Ron and Julie, right? So that if they end up in final three, they have to explain.
They're not getting votes because they did arsehole move.
So that is jury manipulation.
Yeah.
But as far as this goes, this is absolutely no different to when Adam planted the false idol for Jay and let him play it.
That's true. That is true.
I have no problem with false idols. None at all. And it doesn't make you look like a fool. It's just, it's not real idol. You have been outplayed.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like, just Rick handled that so well.
Exactly.
To flip it to make it look terrible.
That's exactly right.
And that's the problem. Like, did Ron think of I guess that's what I was trying to get at. It's like, was Ron thinking of, when you play these, like...
Well, I think...
Okay, so the thing about a fake idol, for more often than not, is I've made a fake idol, so Jay found it in the coconut.
Yeah.
That's different from me going, "Here you go, take this idol." It's slightly different.
No, it's not.
100% is.
No, it's not.
Because you've planted it out there, they found it.
It's no different.
They can sit there. Jay's going, "Oh my god, I found this."
Adam knows that Jay's looking, right? Adam plants it so Jay finds it.
Jay doesn't know Adam's planted it out there for him.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
That's crucial. That's the crucial element here.
No, it doesn't.
It is, because when that happens, you found a fake idol. Well played. You had me. You hand me this as a token.
Yeah, but it's up to you whether you believe it or not.
It is up to you whether you believe it or not. But it makes, what I'm getting at is, it makes Ron look terrible. It is different from another lie.
It doesn't make him look terrible. It's because of what Rick did.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it could have gone both ways. Whereas planting a fake idol, the option of that going pear-shaped is far less than handing over a thing because
not really. Jay could have turned around to Adam and go, "Oh, well, man, you really suck at me. You made me look like a fool." Exactly the same process.
Yeah, but anyone could have found that idol.
No.
Anyone could have found a fake idol.
He made sure that...
He did, but anyone...
He was watching Jay. He knew he was going to fight.
Anyone could have found that stick Ozzy left behind.
Oh, that's different than Jay, right? Adam was targeting Jay.
Yeah, I know. Right? But the point is...
Why were we talking about 5 seasons ago?
No. Yeah, because I'm saying that... Did Ron think about any potential? And that's something that...
No, he didn't. He did not think about it at all.
And that's something that needs to be thought about with every single move. Every single lie, every single plant, every single alliance.
All he thought about was, "I'm going to give this to Rick. Rick's going to believe me, and Rick's going to be a sucker for the next vote." That's Ron's gameplay has... Ron has no gameplay.
It's been atrocious every single... Like, he gets to the top and he doesn't know how to play at the top.
Well, let's look at the next bit, and this is where I think Ron didn't think about it, right? The next bit, like, we talk about, Ron getting... I say here, Ron gets the idol from... Rick gets the idol from Ron, blah, blah. Then Ron's, when he's in one-on-one the camera, "I'm in charge of this game."
Yeah.
Right? What I'm saying is, Ron at this stage, when he's handing this to Rick, he's thinking, I'm in charge of this game. I can't do anything. No, he's not thinking about it.
Yeah.
He just thinks, I hand this to Rick goes home.
Because it's like every move you make on a chessboard is like, if I put
Yep.
my pawn here,
Yep.
what moves can they make?
I want
He
to...
hasn't thought what moves can someone
That's
else
right,
make.
exactly.
And someone with a social game as strong as Rick's. Rick's strategy.
Well, no, Rick's social game sucks.
No, Rick's social game is why he's a threat, because his strategy game isn't very good.
No, his strategy game's really good.
Oh, you and I are all off it over the shop today. What is going on here?
This is a different episode. We've seen 2 different episodes. No, look, but before we get there, congratulations to Rick, right? Now, Rick's been handed this thing by Ron, right?
Mhm.
But he has gone to look for an idol, right? How many, like, we say this every season after season, go
Yeah.
and look for an idol.
Yeah.
And here's Rick being given one, and he still goes and looks. I'm like, yes, go Rick.
That was right. And look, I definitely am not saying Rick's strategy is terrible.
Oh, no, Rick's got good strategy.
Rick's got good strategy, except he's
Look,
always...
he chose Dave as a friend. I think that's a really good strategy. I don't think he's not a player that takes control of the game and runs it.
No, but go on.
But anyway, look, and the really good thing, you remember in the challenge when Rick goes out first and then Ron does, and Ron sits down. I thought it was just so good of Rick to sit there and go, I spent a lot of time looking today.
Yeah.
And Ron's like, did you find anything?
No, nothing.
And because I was dreading him saying yes.
Yeah.
If he had said yes, he was doomed.
So this is the thing. Like
Right.
I'm not saying he's a terrible strategist in the slightest. What I'm saying is he's got like that's really good. Having that intuition to say I haven't found anything is because he clearly does not trust the bit of paper. He might act like he does.
He has a second thought, which is good.
Yeah.
You've got to have the second thought.
And he doesn't let Ron in on any information.
Exactly.
This is really, really good play.
Well, let's talk about his play versus the rest of them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How good is this? Do you think this is a good play? Where Rick knows everybody has told him he's the one's going home tonight.
Oh, that's never been a good play.
No, I know. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about Ron and Julie and all these other people. Ron fell into it. He's paid the price to play in the middle.
Yes,
because
we said that he wanted to get into the middle, but nobody plays. It's not a place you want to be unless you're Sarah.
Exactly, unless you can play in the middle, don't be in the middle.
Yeah,
and he was I'm flipping and
now I'm in control of everything. Yeah. That's not how the game works.
No. But that's what I mean. Like Ron and everybody was quite happy to tell Rick, oh yeah, you're the one going home. Oh, I mean Ron and Julie tried to tell him, no, it's not you, it's Aurora, right?
Yeah.
But everybody else was like, it's you, Rick.
Yeah.
How terrible is that?
It's terrible. I mean, and Aurora sneaking through the bag, and good on Aurora for not...
No, I don't mind that.
No, I don't mind that, but good on Aurora for going, whatever.
Look, I would be too. I would be like, hey, this is a game, we're playing it, right? Okay. Rick could have said something like, well, do you always go through people's bags at home? She would go, no, because I'm not playing Survivor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rick could have tried to make it...
Yeah, but then Rick's intuition was, they're looking through my bag, I'm still going to go look, I'm going to find it.
So, but one of the disappointing things about Rick's game, for me, was I watched him vote. He wrote down Aurora's name.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Okay, so when I say Rick's strategy isn't great, this is why.
Well, I'm not saying it's great, but this is the thing. Ron has told him to write down Aurora, and he's gone ahead and done it. Even though he knows pretty much he's going to have to play the idol anyway.
So I still think if Rick gets to the end, he's a shoo-in. You can't...
Oh, if he gets there, he's winning.
However, if you are smart enough to manipulate... this is my thing. Everyone's afraid of Rick because socially, people love him. He's enjoyable around camp. He's funny. He's a good energy, and and that's what they're all afraid of. They're all afraid of how... Rick's charmed everyone. He's charmed everyone.
I don't think they're afraid of that.
100% they are.
No, I think Rick's game or claim to the $1 million is different to that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's charmed everyone.
I don't think he has. If he charmed everybody, if he charmed them, they wouldn't be so keen on getting rid of him. Some people would be sitting there going, "Oh no, I don't like Rock. I'm going to keep him around."
But that's why he's so likable. He's so likable, and that makes...
I don't see that likable.
How do you not?
No, I don't think
everyone
they do
likes him. They even say it to his face.
When he first came in, people were like, "We got to get rid of Devons."
Yeah, I know, but he
wasn't.
And I was like that at the start. I was like, when I saw the promos for this season, I'm like, oh, that guy, he's going to annoy the hell out of me. But he's grown on me, and I think he's...
No, look at his social connections around camp. He's sitting by himself.
Oh, that's because they all want him to go because they know they can't talk to him.
No, I'm just saying, even before this, even back when he made friends with Dave, Look,
No.
we can talk about the biggest problem with Dave and Rick all the way through this. Rick and Dave have been by themselves.
Yeah, but
And I think Rick made his deal with Dave, and as far as he was concerned, he had no connection to anybody else.
I'm not talking about connections. I'm just talking likability. He's a likable person.
Okay.
He's a likable person. From there, he's also won 2 idols. He's come back into the game.
No, that's his claim there. That's his claim.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
Play,
So he's won the 2 immunities. He's been given 2 advantages. He's come back into the game. He's played them. He's found an idol. He's played it.
Right.
The one thing he doesn't do is that.
Yeah,
he votes Aurora.
I know.
He's always on the wrong side.
But
From when him and Dave were like, nah, we're going opposite ways. He picks the wrong side of the alliance.
And this is because he's always playing somebody else's game.
That's the only downside he's got. Again, everything else is very good. He's social. He's strong in physics. He's strong in challenges.
He is.
Apart from this last one, he's played idols. He's the only. He's played advantages and idols. He's the only one who's done that.
Well, let's say his resume.
And now he's an underdog.
Yeah. Well, no, his resume is better than anybody else's.
Yeah.
Right there at the moment.
And
way
also,
better.
And it's also a
better
product.
Than Ron's, better than anyone.
It's a product. And I'm not taking anything away from Rick here because I'm thinking, like I said, he gets to the end. He's a shoo-in. Like we said, he's won 2.
Yeah, but he's not a shoo-in because of his gameplay.
He's a shoo-in because everyone else has put him on this fucking pedestal.
No, he's a shoo-in because of what's happened to him, not his gameplay. He was on the bottom with Dave at the end of lesson.
Mm-hmm.
He got voted out. He managed to go through the challenge and get back in.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good story right there, right? Ever since he's been playing from the bottom.
Yeah,
right. The one time where he thinks he's on top.
Every time he thinks he's in the right alliance, he's wrong.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he finally comes back into the game. He's seen with Ron and everybody going, "You're all going home." Boom.
Yeah, on the wrong side.
Wrong side, okay? And he's sitting there and you just see the look on his face and that's absolutely devastated, right?
Same with Wardog.
But what I mean is...
Thought it was all going ahead. Wardog goes out. He's the only one that hasn't voted Wardog.
But the difference between Rick, when he came back into the game, and the difference... And when Wardog got voted out is... Rick understands now he's playing from the bottom. And he has been playing from the bottom for the last 3 or 4 episodes, right?
Yeah.
For the last 3 or 4 tribals. And that's his story. Like, I'm playing from the bottom. I've played an idol and saved myself.
Come back
unfortunately, you can't say I sent home who I wanted to send home.
But maybe that's what he wants to do. Now he doesn't have blood on his hand because he can always sit there and go to Wardog as like, I didn't know I didn't want you to didn't go.
I think the biggest problem for everybody else that's left on that island, even anybody who comes back from extinction, is this. And we saw it in this episode, and we've seen it a couple of times prior to this, right? If Rick makes it to the final tribal, he can talk.
Yeah.
He can sell you something.
Yeah.
And if any of them let him get in the final 3, he is going to sell the jury on his story because it's a good story to start with, and he's going to turn into a 6 o'clock bulletin.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to love it.
That's the thing. Like his announcement with this thing is like, I'm going to see if this works.
Yeah.
And then he turned it on a dime. And that's, yes, strategically a brilliant play, but it comes with a social element. His strategy comes with this social likability thing. You've made me look like an art.
Yeah, but when I talk about...
And the people on the jury went nuts over
Yeah, I know. But what I mean is, like, when I talk about social game, right, I talk about the social game in the sense of connections that you're getting information through.
Yeah. He's none of that. I'm seeing that as a bit of his lack in strategy going, why is he always on the wrong side? Why? But that's the thing. Maybe he can't, like, Wardog can't be like, you voted me out. Kelly, because he's always been on the wrong side of everything.
I know Kelly can...
He voted Kelly. He did vote Kelly. But, like, this one, that one, there's 3 votes, 3 key transitional periods of this game that he has not... Three blind sides.
Don't forget, though, he did mouth off in the first couple, right? About how he was never going to work with you. And all that. He did have a detonation period.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Some people are going to remember that.
But it's just like, but my thing is, so Rick has this... Rick's come to a job interview with a resume where everyone else has just kind of rocked up and forgot they needed a resume because no one has one.
Even as good as Ron thinks he's played the game, right? His resume next to Rick's doesn't stack up at all.
Yeah, what is Ron's resume?
I was in the middle by accident. But what I mean is, like, he was just I'm the architect.
I manipulated everyone to get rid of certain people, and then they all turned on me.
Yeah, exactly.
The very next vote.
But what I'm saying is, he out of all the players there, Ron's probably had the best resume. right?
Yeah, it's like it's
Rick.
not a that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
it's
that's
not
what I mean.
a
It's
resume.
not a resume.
I mean, you can also say
the others,
Aurora. She won two immunities.
Yeah.
It's not a resume.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like compared to all the rest of the players, Ron had a better resume than all the rest of them.
He had something
nothing compared to
but
Rick.
it's like they've come ill prepared.
If Rick can actually make it through to 3, he's just going to win this.
So this is my thing. Rick is all like we're at 7 or
6
6. We're at 6 now. But so say the last 2 things has been we got to get 3 because Rick has gone back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did,
back
to back. So three episodes. We've had 3 different.
He had an
vote-outs.
immunity last time. He didn't have it this time. Played the idol.
Yeah. So he won immunity, played the idol.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks he's been a massive target.
Yeah.
This and it becomes everyone wants to get rid of Rick, Devons. It's this mentality of we all need to get rid of him because he is such a threat. Makes him this underdog that the jury kind of love.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same bloody thing as we've got to get rid of the returnees.
Absolutely.
We're focused on one thing and they're focused on Rick, making Rick look so much like use Rick's strengths to your advantage.
That's right. Somebody, as it was said in this trial, I forget who said it right. Somebody said, and there are 3 people on here who aren't going to make it.
That's Rick.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, there are 3 people on that jury. They've got to look around and go, this final 3. Am I final 3? If I'm not, I need to flip on somebody who I think is going to make it to
We've
final
got a
3.
number. We've got a number here. Use
That's
me.
right.
You could have used Rick 3 weeks in a row to build your resume.
Yeah.
Right? If everyone wants to get rid of this one person, this is an opportunity.
Absolutely.
To use that one person to get rid of someone else to build your resume. But no one's doing it. Everyone's still against Rick, and what that ends up doing is putting Rick on this even bigger pedestal.
Oh, look, that's the thing. You play if you can make it through as the underdog.
Oh, he's a shoo-in.
But if anybody can make it through as an underdog, if you've played through the game as the underdog and make the final 3, it's a really tough ask to beat that.
Yeah.
If you've been in control the whole game and somebody makes it through as an underdog, the question then becomes, well, if you've been in control, why are they still here? They've played the better game.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you couldn't get rid of them.
You can get rid of them.
You tried. Well, stop trying to get rid of Rick for the moment.
Exactly. Look, I don't understand why Lauren and Victoria, right? They have nothing in common with the rest of them. Why are they so they
but that's
could
the
use
thing.
Rick?
That was the thing. They're like, look, we want to get rid of Ron if we can't get rid of Rick. No. Let's keep Rick this one turn and get rid of Ron.
But this is the thing. The one interesting thing out of this episode that's not Rick and Ron, okay, for me, is that was Lauren's idea. She was the one that actually spoke up and said, let's make it Ron.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the others, or Victoria would go, oh, Aurora, right? She was like, no, let's get rid of Ron.
I think
good move.
Lauren hasn't had the screen time that we've seen some of these big characters like a War Dog or a Devons or any of the returnees have had. But I have not think
I can't fault her yet.
Lauren's done some really great things. She's worked hard. She's got an idol.
Exactly.
She has
2 immunities, I think.
She may have. I'm not really sure
Can't remember.
There's no she's won.
But she's still got an idol.
She's still got an idol. She has been in powerful positions at times.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity where she had a chance to actually be in a powerful position.
And she chose right.
She chose correctly, but she could have been more aggressive with that approach. She
I don't
could have
know why
said, let's keep Rick.
This is the thing.
Let's flip this game on its head.
If everybody's against Rick, right, and this is what I don't understand, and we see this every season of Survivor, why somebody who's part of the other 5 doesn't sit there and think, hang on, I'm one of 5. If I go and throw a lifeline to Rick, I may actually be able to make myself one of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And get rid of these rest of these guys.
And instead of doing that, it now becomes this thing that has made Rick even more godly in this game.
Well, that's
even
right.
more, oh my god,
imagine
he's likable, he's winning immunities, you can't get him out.
That's right. If you're Lauren and Victoria, now clearly, Aurora's got no game, we know, right? Aurora's, I don't know if it's personal with her, but she just doesn't like Rick. It's as simple. Like,
no, I don't think it's personal. It's because that no one can beat her, so no one can beat you, so we've got to get rid of her.
Yeah, okay, but what I mean, she's never going to go and talk to Rick.
No.
Because her strategy is so basic, right? But Lauren and Victoria, I don't see any reason why they can't talk to Rick.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Strange.
It was interesting that they had an impulse to kind of flip the game or have a backup, but make sure it wasn't, because if if he does play an idol, we're all going for him.
Yeah.
Smart thinking, if he does play an idol, his vote's going to get whoever we want out.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to make it who we want out.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
You could have also taken more control, I think, and used Rick and gone, hey, Rick.
That's right.
This is happening. We've got to shake this game up because, yeah, you're a threat. Great. We get it. You're a threat. But right now, I want to use you.
Yeah, look.
I want to use you because what's my game at the moment? Nothing.
That's
right. It's still nothing.
Victoria and Lauren have got no game in the sense of like as a resume.
As a resume, yes, they can say getting Ron out.
Yeah.
They can say getting Ron out, but it did, and that said the numbers were always Rick didn't need to play his idol. The numbers were all.
Are you sure?
Well, there was four because Gavin played his extra vote for Ron.
Oh, well, did he? Are you sure?
So, yep, 100%. I watched it.
I didn't see him get the extra vote out.
He put it on the table. He put it on the table
I saw him do that, but then he never actually pulled it out.
Yeah, it was, he put it on the table, and then at the end, so wait. Gavin does 2 Rons, Aurora does 1. There was 5. 5 for Ron. Okay. 5 out of 7.
Okay.
100%. You question me. You always question me.
No, that doesn't add up because the extra vote was played. There should have been 8.
8, yeah, there was.
Okay.
So 5 out of the 8 were Ron.
Okay.
Devin does Aurora, and the other 2 have done. You can watch it back. You always question me. I will. You always question me. You question me with season 1 of our own YouTube channel. True. I'm always right.
But anyway, look. Well, I don't think look, I've got no problem with Devin playing it though.
No problem at all with Devin.
Because they were pretty much telling him you're it.
100%. If he didn't play it, he was on Ron. Yeah, right. Great for the flip. I guess great that they flushed an idol. But the problem I have with it is,
well, no, look,
still the tribal didn't highlight that move. The tribal highlighted a Rick more.
Yeah, but what I want to see, I agree, right? But I think Rick. That was a really powerful demonstration of Rick's ability to speak. Yeah. That one snippet, that whole turning around and talking to Ron and Julie was for the rest of them, the rest of the tribe mates, right? Hey, why are you trusting them when you should be trusting me?
Yeah.
Right? And it was also for the jury to make sure, hey, look at what they're trying to do to me to make him look better, but also to put a black mark on them if they make the 3.
And it wasn't just.
It was brilliantly done.
Julie did not give Julie did not give that advantage to Rick.
No,
Ron did.
That's right.
Rick managed to throw both of them under the bus. They cannot win, regardless of if Ron didn't get voted out. That was it. They can't win from there.
That's right. We don't see the full tribal, right? But from what we saw, all they did was once Rick said his stuff, Ron and Julie sat there silently and didn't say anything, right? And if it had been me, I would have tried to have said something to, adjust that, right? But they let it ride.
And you know what? What was brilliant about that is, first off, he plays this card of like these guys playing. They're playing this evil. Like it made them look so evil, and the jury is sitting there going, "You dogs, you dirty dogs."
That's what I mean. He starts out with you guys. You guys are such liars.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And my son is going to make you. My son's going to watch this and look like an idiot. Yeah. That's what my son's going to think of me like an idiot.
So he's brought outside the game in to make them
and make them look more vindictive. Perfect. But then he backs it up and goes, however, I do have a real idol.
That's right. And that blew the jury away.
Which then the jury goes, my God, he's just spoken like a true champion. And then backed it up with an idol play.
That's right. Now he's not going home.
He's not going home. Right. They look like idiots if they don't go home.
Exactly.
If it is Aurora, because he's trusted them.
That's right.
Just it's a flawless
The only problem I have is his vote, Aurora. I cannot fathom that.
I cannot fathom that unless it is, I trusted you and you betrayed me. If that's how he's going to pitch his final 3 talk, because he hasn't voted out Wardog, who was on top. Hasn't voted out Ron, who was on top. Hasn't voted out Dave.
Yeah, but I think the Ron vote won't matter. I think Ron, from what he said to Ron, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But he could use that. That's my only downside. My only downside, aside from his vote, that was a flawless tribal.
That's what I mean. I don't think Rick's a very strong strategic player. I agree with you on that. But I think he's got the best game there simply because he's playing for the bottom.
He's got good strategy. Like the strategy to go out and grab an idol, and he's got good impulses there.
But that should be basic. We talk about that every
I know. But that's my downside with Rick's strategic game is that he always seems to miss the right side of the vote. He misses it's that conversation at the well with him and Dave. And Dave said, "You're making the wrong decision."
Exactly. That's what I mean.
You're making the wrong decision.
Now imagine Dave having that conversation with Rick, where it was Ron, right? And Ron hands Dave that menu.
Yep.
I know what Dave would have done. Well,
we'd hope,
right? But Dave wouldn't have taken that at face value. No way. In fact, he would have probably been like, "Hang on, why is he giving me this?"
And that's that's the only downside that you can use to your advantage to beat a Devons.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that he has missed and made the wrong voting decisions every single time. He's on the...
Unless Joe or Kelly get back in which case we'll be rooting for them, right?
Yeah.
At this stage...
Or Dave, I'd root for Dave.
Or Dave, or even Aubrey, right?
Yeah.
Right? But what I mean is, unless one of the returnees gets back in, right, I actually want to see Devons make 3 because I want to see what he says to the tribal.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
I don't know how, like Devon's given the million. I wouldn't mind a Lauren there. I definitely wouldn't mind a Lauren there. And a Gavin and Victoria, I'm either or.
Well, I think the final 3 is going to be Lauren, Gavin and Victoria.
Yeah.
And it's really...
Oh, so you don't think Devons can get there?
No.
Oh, I hope he does.
No, because he is the target. That's the problem at the moment. He is the target. As soon as he does not have...
He's out.
He is out.
Yeah, because
right.
there's nothing else that he can do now.
Exactly.
He has to fight. He has to win.
Funnily enough, he's actually in Kelly's position from Game Changers, right?
Yeah.
Where she had to win every immunity or play an idol every time to make final 3.
Yeah.
She had to.
Yep.
Right?
And that's where he's at. The only thing that can change that and can mix that up for him is if, whenever this happens, a returnee from Extinction.
Look, if Dave came back, that's really good for Devon.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
It's almost like if anyone comes back...
No, look, if Ron came back, or Chris came back.
Yeah,
sorry,
true,
not Chris,
true.
Eric.
Yeah, true.
Because Eric had a big bond with Gavin and Victoria.
Yeah.
If Eric came back in, I could see Victoria and Gavin getting back together with him and then voting everybody else out.
Yeah, that's
right?
fair. That's fair.
Look, actually, the one person I don't want to see come back is Eric, because that would make the end game.
Yeah,
really
obviously,
boring.
the only people I want to see come back, funnily enough, is only a returnee.
A returnee.
I only want to see a returnee come back.
Yeah, exactly. I
don't care about anyone else.
I don't care about Ron. I don't care about War Dog. Right? None of them like.
Don't say her name.
Yeah, come on.
Don't say her name. Don't say her name.
If Reem came in for finals 6 and down, I mean, it'd just be honestly, it'd just be pointless.
But what are they doing with it? When are they coming? Surely it has to be next week.
Well, actually, no. I find it. Look, we did have the Loved Ones episode. Yeah. We know the Loved Ones thing usually takes up the first half, so the rest kind of gets compressed. But that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. There's absolutely nothing about Extinction.
Nothing of Extinction. We
didn't nothing
go there. We had a regular Survivor episode this time around.
And I thought it was fascinating that there was not even a minute of Extinction.
But I guess like with the Loved Ones, you have to show the Loved Ones.
You too. But
then we did have some interesting stuff with Devon's story arc. So it was like, what do you show? And I think his story arc.
I think it's interesting that there was no. I don't know. It's got to be next week. It has to be.
Or else, what are they doing? Are they just doing it like they come in? Because I was thinking about this. Like, if it's not next week, what could it be? Could it be that when it comes down to the final 3, and this is crazy. This is a crazy thought.
I've been thinking about this too.
It comes down to final 3, but then one of the final 3 is replaced by someone on Extinction, because then you have the jury who has lived with the people on Extinction that they've. Yes, they're coming and watching the gameplay, but they've also come and watched someone struggle through Extinction, and maybe it gives them a chance. I don't know.
Look, I don't think...
They have to come back in next week,
I don't think it'd be fair to bring somebody in at 3. Because the 3 who finally make it, no matter what you think of them, have made it to 3.
Yeah.
You can't just boot one of them because...
Yes, we understand Extinction is hard because there's nothing going on there. However... It's not the game.
No, that's right.
I don't care if it's harder. I don't care if it's harder.
No, that's right.
Because you've got less food and whatnot.
You got voted out.
And you got voted out, and to come
in any other season, you'd be just sitting on the roaster, right?
Yeah, exactly. You'd be in a luxury hotel.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, this season you've drawn the short straw and you're on an island.
You're very lucky that you're getting a second chance. But I don't know what they're playing at. You know, it's kind of different. Couple of different scenarios have gone through my mind. Like, would they bring somebody back at 3?
That's what I was thinking. You know, like, would they bring someone back just to be in the final 3?
That would be a real... Well, they could perhaps just make it final 4 and say somebody from Extinction, you get a chance to go and sit at the final tribal.
Yeah.
And pitch a piece, and that would be
that's what I was thinking.
Twist.
I'm like, are they going to do that? Because they have to come back in next week, surely.
Look,
I'm sure I saw them different colour buffs at the end of what happens on next week, surely. But I don't know.
I don't know. Look, with this season, they could go really crazy and bring, like I said last week, 2 people back in, have a double elimination or some crazy thing like that, and really mix it up. I don't know.
Yeah, we may be getting like, because we are getting close to the final. We are getting really close to finale here. We're a couple of weeks away.
This is the thing. We're down to 6, right? We've only got 3 or 4 episodes, episodes left, right? It's got to be next week. Has to be, if it's going to be some sort of fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't know what twist they've got.
That's true.
You know,
like it'd be very evil of them to just give them no opportunity to get back in the game.
No, because it says on the thing.
Yeah.
You're getting an opportunity to get back in. Because I've thought that myself. I've gone, maybe they're just not going to bring anybody back.
Maybe it was cheaper than hiring this hotel to pretend they're going to get back in the game.
But on the sign, it does deliberately say you will have an opportunity to get back in, and that's why. I've often thought, like you said last week, maybe they're just supposed to exist on Extinction till the end and it's over, right? And I was like, I can see that, but I was also like, no, it says you get an opportunity. They've
got to get back in.
And the other thing is, Aubrey did get the advantage.
She's got the advantage. We haven't even seen a disadvantage.
I know.
Yet.
Well, that's the problem I have. Is like, even if they bring somebody back in next week, we haven't seen the disadvantage.
Unless we're seeing disadvantage, and like the first thing is exile disadvantage. Them coming into the game.
We have seen no footage of War Dog entering Extinction Beach.
Because that would have been this week.
Yeah, right. We've seen...
you only saw a little bit at the end.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like, I didn't watch past.
Yeah, you don't watch the past,
Because I didn't really... I thought there would be a cut of what's going to happen with Extinction for next week. No, and I didn't want to know.
All it was the family visit. That's all they showed. Really? They only showed the family visit. I'm like, well, maybe that's giving us a surprise that Extinction will happen.
Yeah.
But, who the hell knows?
I don't know. Look, one thing is definite. They're playing their This goes back to actually to, if you think about the one where Ben won.
Yeah.
That was the mix-up where, that was the change in rules where you can only choose the final,
and then fire
instead of like, you get to vote who comes with you, right? Or you get to vote who comes with you, you can't do the other. So maybe it's going to be a mix-up.
She didn't make the end, did she? No, she got voted out for it.
That's right. So,
look, I'm still. I think Rick's got this. I think he can play this underdog. He's a big underdog here. Everyone's out for him.
Look, if Rick plays superbly well with all the challenges and if he can go out and find another idol and get himself through between challenges and idols, I've got no problems with him winning. Absolutely none. I just don't think he's going to make it.
I hope he does. Like, it's a hard task, but I hope he makes it.
The problem is he's in Joe's position, he's in Kelly's position from Game Changers. As soon as he doesn't have something,
he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, he's too big a threat now, and he's too big a threat because he's a big threat, but he's more of a threat because they've made him a big threat.
Oh, that's right. They've built his story.
They've built his story,
right? And the unfortunate thing is, like, Kelly and Victoria now can't really ride his coattails.
No,
because they're not going to win, so they have to get rid of him.
Lauren.
Yeah, sorry, Lauren and Victoria, right? Really, but if you think about it now, like, once Devons goes, who's the next one to go? Aurora.
Yeah.
And that only leaves Victoria, Lauren, and Gavin.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, Julie.
Oh, Julie.
Julie, you take with you.
You
do take Julie.
If I was Lauren or Gavin or Victoria, I'd want to take Julie.
She's got nothing. She has the weakest resume.
She has no resume.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, most of the people have rocked up to this job interview with nothing. They're not prepared at all.
I'm expecting the first scene next week's episode to be Julie having a cry and that
she lost Ron.
That she's lost Ron and nobody's there to support her anymore, right? Yeah. Like she did last time. And oh, woe is me, I'm on the bottom again.
Yeah, well, you haven't really not been on the bottom.
That's
the thing, like, you've been... And same with Ron. Ron hasn't played to be off the bottom either. He just thinks he knows how to play when he has power.
I'm in charge. I'm in charge of this game.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Take care. Bye.